first pop it up. You might see a person right in the center. Just use this pointer thing. Then click on the person, and then press the delete key, not the backspace. Alright. So, first thing you see, the blue line, green line, and red line. That represents height, width, and length. But you just call them blue axis, red axis, and green axis for convenience. Alright, first thing, select the pencil tool. That's one of the most common tools. And this part where they intersect is called the origin. Click there once. Click again somewhere on the green line. Then again on the red line. And again on the red line. And back at the origin, then you'll get a figure. Two-dimensional figure.
If you need help, raise your hand, I'll come around and help you.
Now, this tool is one of the most important ones. It's called orbit. It's got the two arrows kind of making a circle. To use that, you can click and drag and see that this is really three-dimensional. Ta-da. So, you can also zoom in and zoom out with your magnifying glass. But this is still just a two-dimensional figure. So how do we make things 3D? Right here is the push and pull tool. You can use that and just click and drag. And you get a 3D figure. You can also do that for additional sides. Like you can pull out the bottom and use a check mark. Or you can pull out this side. And so on and so forth. Now, the most important thing you want to do before making a project is you want to measure it. If you want it to be a specific size, you can just click at one point. Then, if you hover for a second, it will say the measurement. Where I am, that's exactly 12 feet and 8 inches away from the origin. So I'm going to bring it down to exactly 12 feet, if I can. Well, it'll be 12 feet and 1/4 inch. So you can click and drag, and if you put it right on there, it'll make it line up exactly to the guide point. So that is exactly 12 feet and 1/4 inch tall. That's really important. And so, but there's still that kind of plus mark thing. That's where the guide point is. To make that disappear, go under Edit, Delete Guides, and then it disappears. That's cool. So, more drawing tools. We already saw the pencil tool, which you can use to just draw shapes, like a triangle. But the next thing is a square. You can make little squares, and you can also make circles. But for circles, first place you click is the center, and then you just extend to see how long the radius is. And then, the cool part is coming out of our shape, we can do this. And we can also indent it inside of it, just like that. Yeah. Now, the way to delete things like you did with the person at the very beginning is with the cursor, this thing. This looks like a normal cursor. You can click things to select them, then you can press the delete key, which also works for making things hollow. Oh, it's also another thing. When you're in the orbit tool, if you hold shift, it'll do a tool called pan, which will allow you to do that. You can explore in a two-dimensional plane. But back to the cursor tool. Instead of picking an object and deleting it, every single thing separately, it's a lot quicker to, if you hold the shift key, notice there's a +/- that appears next to the cursor. That means you can select multiple things. And you can also unselect them, like that. And then you can press the delete key, just like that. still have this check mark here, but it's a very boring check mark. So there's this paint bucket tool, which is very awesome. If you get it up, then there's these categories here, and you can get lots of different materials. For example, there are bricks, so you can almost make a building. The zoom thing. Isn't that cool? So you can do that for a bunch of the sides. There are all these different categories. There are carpets. Let's see. There's even ground, so you can have like a grassy ground or stones. And there's all that stuff. But if you just want a specific color, then if you go under edit, you have a color wheel here. Now, before you do that, to change the color, you have to do something very specific first, because if you just do that and start clicking and dragging, then you have some multicolored stones. So first, over here, you have to select a color, and just pick any color, like white. And then back over here, you can make a solid color. Just like that. Now, a very important trick to know is if you are just working on it, but you accidentally delete a side. Now, you can press undo, Control Z, but for some reason, if you can't do that, then if you use the pencil tool, you can just redraw one side and it'll make the entire side come back. Just like that. Very useful. It's a lifesaver. Alright. Now there are just a couple more tools in here that I wanted to show you. There's the move tool. You can use that to move specific sides, or you can select the entire thing and move it like that. Move that over there. Delete it. This next thing, rotate tool. Just advice: never use that. It's very bad. If you click and drag, then you can completely mess up your entire project. You could use it if you did something very specifically, like only select a certain side, but it can still mess up. Like I think this, yeah, that doesn't even work. So you just gotta be careful. Alright. So that's really how you use it, but now we have our very artistic, multicolored check mark. So to really show the full potential of what you can do, I'm going to show you something I've already made. No, I don't want to save my check mark. This is an airplane I made using Google SketchUp. Using entirely the geometrical shapes I was able to make it. But like Mr. Thomas said yesterday, this, despite what it looks like, it's not actually three-dimensional. It's just two-dimensional, pretending to be three-dimensional. So what I want to show you guys is how you can make your creations come to life.
Let me turn the light on.
This is the exact same thing that's right there. They literally printed this app. There's a company that you can send your designs to, and they can print it out in a three-dimensional printer. It just looks a little yellowish, but that's because I spilled some water on it. Yeah. Don't be fooled. It is really cool. So what I'm gonna show you is if you go into Google and if you Google Shapeways, then you probably want to go ahead and bookmark that site because it's really cool. That's where you can send in your designs and they can print it out. And here it is. So you can might want to go ahead and save that as a bookmark. You can go ahead and upload things. I upload this plane. And just a note I wanted to make, very important, before you get it, you have to make sure you get the right material. They have lots of different materials. If I can show you. There are all these different types of plastic, different types of metals. They even have gold plated. You can get your thing so it looks gold, which I thought was really cool. So what you might really want to do is either white strong and flexible or white detail, because that's just another painting project, and you can make it pretty like that. So for this, the bricks and stuff won't work. It won't show up on it. Alright, so you can select that. They have a $25 minimum, but it's not that bad. You can just later make a second project, buy them both at the same time. I'm trying to go through really quick. And the last thing I'm going to say is very important. The Google SketchUp does not quite work with shapeways, because their one rule is that it has to be, if you fill the inside of it with water, it has to not spill out. So I'll explain it while I'm setting it up. If you go into the forums of shapeways, then you can there are lots of bored people there looking for something to do. So I just posted up here and saying, if anyone knows how to convert this, could they do so? And so someone's able to fix it for me. And it doesn't print because it's hollow on the inside. And that's it.